And we're live. This is a very special edition, unfortunately without Jay on the occasion, a German with Jay with me, Scott Shannon, and I've got a very special guest today, and that is some know him as Miss Motone, some know him as Preston Pierce. I'll let him introduce himself and take it away, Preston.
Hello, everyone. I am Miss Motone, or Preston Pierce, as Scott mentioned. Um, and as mentioned, yeah, this is definitely something. Um, I don't think we should really. I think we should just cut the fluff and just go on with what the main topic is, shall we?
Yeah, definitely agree. I'm one of these people, I'm not used to the interviewing format, but I'll take it away and just basically ask a question like, this is regarding the Sonny situation, as you're all aware. We've discussed this before. A lot of people discussed this prior. A lot of discussions have been made. So probably somebody that's actually been closer to Sonny than most would be Preston. So I would probably like to ask, how well did you actually know Sonny yourself?
I first learned of Sonny back in late 2014, I think. Um, Of course, I really didn't know him on a personal level until like a few years later. Um, if I remember correctly, he was in a CXWI Gone Ambitions cross promotion match representing COH.
That'll be right. Yeah,
And
I remember that match.
yeah, and that's how I first learned of him. He actually went by his real name in CXWI instead of Lester Barkley at first.
That's correct. I think
He
that was
won.
maybe my first interaction with him also, yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of us saw, let's just say, greener pastures. But that's neither here nor there.
So let's kind of speed things up because we already know the history really of Sonny. What is your relationship with Sonny like at this present day?
um, well, my personal relationship with Sonny is we were pretty close. Um, we were he even considered me like a brother for like quite some time, and he still does.
All right, even have you spoke with him recently?
Um, I haven't spoken with him to the extent that I used to. That probably could lead to some negative effects, but we're keeping a close eye on him as we speak. Um, well, at least
So
a select
before
few
all
of
this,
us.
oh yeah, definitely. I'll be keeping my eye on him. There's no really a place for him in calling my eyes, but that's yet to be questioned or redeemed on his part. But we'll keep an eye on it and survey the situation closely. But
Oh
leading
yeah,
up to obviously the weeks and months prior to Sonny's reveal, what was your relationship with Sonny like back then? Like, were you
back
just
then.
friends? I remember, and even then, yeah, I believe he turned around and said to me, he even considered you closer than some of his family.
Yeah, absolutely. That even back then, he was like we were really tight, and of of course he didn't reveal a lot about the whole situation that was going down with some of the people in the CAW community, but he revealed quite a bit of stuff about his personal life, his family, stuff that I'm not going to touch on here because that doesn't really apply to the situation at hand.
Oh yeah, for the record, any personal information, any personal addresses and stuff like that will not be mentioned here today. So don't worry about that. We're not going into personal details, but just if you want to continue on with what you're saying there, person.
Oh, what'd you say again? I didn't quite catch it.
Yeah, if you just want to continue on what you were saying just there.
Oh, yeah, truth is, like, I think we were closest last year. Um, like, over the past year, we've been pretty close to each other. When I got kicked out of CAW All-Stars, I felt kind of down, but Sonny was there to pick me back up. The same thing applied when I was kicked out of the VW. I mean, admittedly, some of those were mostly my fault, but at the time, I didn't think I was in the wrong, and
Yeah, that's down to individual perception. Do you think you done wrong? Looking back, that you did do wrong?
yeah, I've done a lot of that over the past few months, actually. Um, like, obviously, there are some things that I've said that even now I'm not proud of, and I shouldn't have been proud of a lot of things that I've done wrong. Because, well, honestly, I just don't think it's right. I know that's kind of vague and all, but I'd rather not bring those personal issues back up into a public setting.
Okay, that's understandable.
Unless it applies, I won't bring it up.
If it applies to a certain question in any regard, we'll try and expand on it in any way that you kind of see it's a bit more less taboo to hit on the nerve of the subject for you. But I'll bring it back to the Sonny and stuff like that. What was it kind of like when in the CXWI base and the chat stuff for you guys as the centre of control, whatever you call it, when Sonny had actually been revealed, or even leading up to the point where Sonny had been revealed? What kind of point did you start to even realise that even though Sonny had still denied it to the closing, to the final close, basically the final hurdle, was there people suspecting Sonny beforehand? Was there signs that it was him?
Honestly, I don't really think there was anyone that suspected him per se. Because at the time we were really close to the guy, and he felt like one of us. I don't think most
That's
people suspected him.
That's not entirely true, because I believe there was at least 5 people that were defending him, and at least 3 people that didn't have his back leading up to the point of the reveal. So there was definitely doubt on that side of the fence from some people, definitely.
I mean, yeah, there definitely was doubt, but I don't think anyone was like, yeah, he's totally doing this. There was doubt, but no definitive answer as to, yeah, he's doing it.
Although we got there in the end and found that definitive answer, and that was a confession and all details that led to the reveal of Sonny being behind the fake accounts, like many people actually suspected, given his past history with COH and stuff like that, the VW, so on and so forth. And I'm surprised nobody actually suspected him sooner. He just gave him the benefit of the doubt one too many times, and that's unfortunate. But that brings us to the day. So
yeah,
it was only, I believe, about a week ago that you told myself that basically Sonny himself was actually behind getting the call shoot page brought down. How long ago roughly do you remember being that was brought up to you by Sonny saying this?
Yeah.
You personally that.
Sonny only told me and Elliot that. So
did they give a reason why he did it?
A reason why?
Yeah.
He honestly just felt like doing it, and apparently you can report a page even if you're not on it. So
yeah. Was there any more detail to that? Like, is there just that it felt like it? Because that doesn't really explain a lot.
All I remember is that he said that it caused a lot of drama per se, and I think he was still a little I think he was still hostile toward that part of the fence, so to speak.
Yeah, but that's his own fault. Yeah, that's his own fault though, because of his own actions. So he was causing drama for the sake of causing drama. He was trying to cause issues, and clearly there was more people that were closely tied to Sonny than originally intended. Or obviously reported the page, even though you could see the page, but it was more than one page that he'd flagged down, not just the one.
There was more?
There was two pages. One went down, one came back, one went down again. So we're now using another page that's now private, so only members that are invited to the group, thankfully. But yeah, there was more than one occasion. What I remember, and that was probably just before Christmas time, actually. Probably around about October and September last year.
I only heard about the CAW Shoot 2.1 page going down. I think it was like July, August, September, somewhere around that. Like I don't have the full.
Right, yeah.
I don't have the full date I don't really have the whole date recollected, so.
Well, I'm not specifically sure myself, but it was last year at some point. But bring it back. So, what's your opinion on Sonny now? Do you think he has like any place in core? Do you think he should be given another chance, or he's redeemable by any stretch of the imagination?
Given the circumstances now, it will probably be a very long time before he's even considered redeemable by any stretch of the imagination. As for CAW, I don't see him coming back to it for a long time, if at all.
Personally, I hope he does not return. And I'm not giving him a chance to have a repeat circumstance of bringing somebody's relief into the equation. That's something we'll go into the details of anymore. I think we've hit the nail on the head with that one far too many times, and it's ringing the same old tune. But when was the last time you actually spoke to Sonny yourself?
The last time I spoke to Sonny myself was about we were in a Facebook call playing Super Smash Brothers. We were able to talk about a lot of different other stuff other than CAW related stuff. So
Yeah, that's fair enough. And just in general, other than like CAW talk, what is it you guys between the two actually socialised and spoke about, other than family stuff? Like socially speaking, what was your hobbies, interests that you shared in those kind of details?
We had interests in certain video games. Sometimes we'd watch YouTube videos together. And other than the family stuff, I can't really think of much else other than those three.
I take it you spoke up a lot about COD then.
Yeah, around that time, CAW was definitely a big talking point. CXWI mostly.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine so. It's the biggest league that you're both a part of in a sense. You're both together, but that's beyond the point. We're not here to really talk about CXWI. We're here to really talk to you, talk about Sonny, and to an extent we don't really want to keep beating the old bushes, to say. But how's it everybody kind of coping on your side of the fence in CXWI, given the fallout of the Sonny situation? It's now been, 10 days since the whole situation? Actually, it's probably been longer now. It's probably been about 2 weeks now. How's everybody coping since the fallout?
It had to have been like 2 weeks since then. Since the ordeal, the CXWI World Championship has been vacated again, and one half of the CXWI Tag Team Championships have been vacated, and we're now focusing on getting a new world champion on the next episode of Phalo, and we're not sure what's going to happen with the other half of the tag team titles. But at this point, we're kind of doing what I guess you could say is a hard reset.
Yeah, that's kind of the hard role that you're using, I suppose. I want to once again thank people like Tyler who helped bring scum like Sonny down. If it wasn't for people like him, we wouldn't have found somebody like that out. So, a little shout out to local Tyler Donovan. But
Absolutely.
Anything you would like to say? Anything you would like to say about the given situation and Sonny? Like any messages you've got to Sonny? That anything you could say to him personally right now? Anything you would say to him just upfront and personal, face to face? Is there anything you'd like to say, and anything you'd like to say to the people that might be watching or listening to this right now?
There's quite a bit on my mind when it comes to this situation. First off, a part of me was just upset when I found out that Sonny was doing this. I was neutral on him coming back because a part of me was like, yeah, I know what he's like. I know what he's like personally, but then I see he's lied straight to my face before. What else has he lied about? It's a bit of a hard subject for me sometimes. But after learning, yeah, he's been doing this to everyone else, I'm like, there's no way he should come back. Yeah, that kind of contradicts what I said earlier, where it'd be a long time, but sometimes you just forget about it entirely in that long period of time. So.
Yeah, there's an old saying, never is a long fucking time. But is there anything you'd like to say to anybody that might be listening or watching indirectly, anybody that you've crossed paths with in the past? Like, because obviously some people are still assuming that you might have more to do with a situation than meets the eye. Like, Sonny might have had an accomplice in some of these fake account situations. So is there anything you'd like to say to address that, or address anybody that might be doubting you in any way, shape, or form?
Okay, so this is something that I've heard about a lot when it comes to this situation. So one thing that I'm going to say up front is that I have no connection to the fake accounts whatsoever. That, I guarantee you, I had no part in. I would never go out of my way to make a fake account for Facebook, a Twitter, or YouTube, or even a Discord or Skype, or anything of the sort, just to unnecessarily do the type of things that Sonny did. Like, quite frankly, most of the things that he's done were completely uncalled for. There's no excuse for that type of stuff in this community. And even...
Absolutely.
The only thing that I would do is go on stuff that people know, yeah, it's me, and go and just say something CAW related. Like, COH did this, that, or CXWI did this, that, VW did this, that. Of course, most of that stuff now probably was kind of like crossing the line, but I would never touch on personal lives. That is not me whatsoever.
Well,
because
the thing. He actually did this on his own university campus, creating fake accounts. Somebody that's got time to be studying, to use to study, to better his education and better his life, is making fake accounts from his own educational institution. Yeah. So, sorry if you want to continue on with fighting.
Like, I don't get why he did that.
Way too much free time, obviously, and a lot of fake accounts. A lot more than actually meets the eye. It's only been 48 hours removed, and I found out that it had 9 other fake accounts on Facebook. And it was all anime characters like Blaziken, Horan.
Oh, those were, from what I remember, most of those accounts that Sonny made on Facebook were mostly meant for CXWI related stuff, but he could have done more of those than any of us even knew about. So.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that's probably how he's got my Facebook profile picture, made that fake Facebook profile name. So I'm starting to add up, but there still feels like, for closure's sake, like there's something missing. That there's not everything is lining up. Not everything's fully coming together. Like, something's missing, and it's like something that connects all the dots together and gives people that reassurance that this will never happen again. But that's a reoccurring fear that this may actually happen again. What if it does return? How do we know? How do we not know that he's going to return at some point and cause more havoc, or is already in the pipeline of doing so?
This is something that, yeah, it's going to be a constant fear for a long time, but we have to take the necessary steps in order to prevent this from getting out of hand like it did before. So some recommended steps that I would take in this measure. I mean, if you're attacked personally, go to those you know close. Go to everyone that you can trust, and then, well, except anyone that you know has a history of this type of stuff. Go to someone you can trust and talk it out with them. It can be comforting to just let it all out. Another recommended step could be to just ignore it altogether. They feed off of fake accounts, and trolls feed off of that reaction. So if you don't give them that reaction, what's the point in continuing? It gets boring after a while.
I'd like to add to the point that ignoring it was the main problem that allowed this to arise. Confiding in people is one thing, but people that you confide in just telling you are themselves ignoring the situation, and it's repetitive, repeat actions that are causing people mental health issues, or people feeling like thoughts of suicide are creeping in. That's not something you ignore. It's something you tackle head on.
If you're in that boat, do not ignore it. If you're not in that boat, then you can safely ignore it and nothing would happen. But if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling suicidal, if you have mental health issues, definitely go to someone. They will tell you that everything will be all right. That let's just say they'll love you and they won't turn their back on you or anything like that.
With that, we're going to have to end it short here today, guys. Thank you for being here, Preston. This is going to be a part of probably about another episode with other interviews together. So it's going to be short and sweet, but is there anything else that you'd like to say to anybody?
The last thing that I want to say is to everyone in CAS, everyone BW, in fact, everyone CAW in general, I'm sorry for all of this happening. I wish I could go back and stop a lot of it from going down, but it's the type of stuff that, quite frankly, once it happens, you can't turn back. And I feel guilty even being associated with someone like that.
That seems to be the nature of the beast sometimes, but my closing statement for the day is basically just a similar lot. But if you see somebody struggling or you hear somebody having issues, please don't sit idly by. Please help, especially if it's a friend, especially if it's a loved one that could be in a similar situation. Got to step up and be the bigger person and help out.
Absolutely.
There's nobody in the head in the sand anymore. There's nobody in the head in the sand anymore. Ignorance is bliss, and unfortunately, sometimes it can be too late in some situations. So please, if you see somebody that needs help them.
Absolutely.
But thanks for being here, Preston, and I hope you have a lovely evening. Take care now.
Thanks for having me on the show. If you need any more out of me, just let me know. I'm willing to come on again.
That's fine. I'm pretty sure if anybody has any questions, they'll be directed towards you, and we'll get that sent out to you and we'll figure something out down the pipeline.